Everyone, welcome to the show. I have very important updates to share about the Florida Republican Party leader, Christian Ziegler, and his wife, Bridget Ziegler, who's the co-founder of Moms for Liberty. As I'm sure you all know by now, Ziegler was accused of rape. He's under investigation. Well, the video of his encounter with the alleged victim was finally located, as was some surveillance video showing her apartment door. Both pieces of evidence contradicts her version of the events. At least that's what sources are saying. Sources who spoke with news outlets said that the surveillance video shows Ziegler knocking on the door and the woman welcoming him into her apartment. She had told the police that she was on her way out and that Ziegler basically ambushed her in the hallway, and then he pushed her into the apartment and raped her. The video, which was recorded by Ziegler, the one of their encounter, evidently, according to these sources, they say it shows the two of them communicating about their encounter. Sources told the media, quote, "The sex act is brief in duration and the victim can be heard telling Ziegler to climax in her mouth rather than on her new shirt." The apartment surveillance video also shows Ziegler and the woman leaving her apartment about the same time, and she was seen walking across the street to go get food. So if true, it would appear that the woman fabricated the rape allegation. However, both Christian and Bridget Ziegler, as I've mentioned, have admitted to having sex with this woman as part of a threesome outside of their marriage. So and obviously he was having sex with her on his own outside of his marriage. So needless to say, this is just a huge embarrassment for the GOP. The Zieglers pretend to be holier than thou. You know, they're by the book Christians and homophobes. So the Florida Republican Party is freaking out. A lot of the party members are calling for Ziegler to resign, including Governor Ron DeSantis, who is friends with them. And other state Republicans have said that although Christian Ziegler is innocent until proven guilty in regard to the rape, he and his wife have admitted to an extramarital relationship, and they don't believe that he's fit to serve as their party leader. So Florida members wanted to hold a special meeting with Christian Ziegler, but he refused. So they've decided they're going to hold the meeting without him. It will take place on December 17th. And they said they're going to determine, should he be sanctioned, censured? They're also going to discuss the possibility of appointing a special investigative committee to look into all of these allegations. And they said they'll decide if he should be removed from office, possibly the entire party. And if they want him out, they're probably going to have to remove him because he is very unlikely to resign. From everything I've read about him, he appears to have adopted Trump's playbook. Evidently, back in June, Christian Ziegler held a training for his wife's right-wing anti-LGBTQ group, Moms for Liberty. He shared his strategies on how to deal with negative press. And according to Rolling Stone news outlet, he told the group's members, quote, "Never apologize, ever. This is my view. Other people have different views on this. I think apologizing makes you weak." He told the group that basically the more you give the press, the less you control, and the less you give them, the more you control. As for his so-called conservative wife, Bridget, she's also beginning to face some backlash. Since posting and then removing a tweet in support of her, and this was right after the allegations made the news, the Moms for Liberty group is backing away from her. Fellow Moms for Liberty co-founders Tina Descovich and Tiffany Justice issued a statement, and they made it clear Bridget Ziegler is not involved with their group in any way. It said that Bridget, quote, "resigned from her role as co-founder with Moms for Liberty within a month of our launch in January of 2021, nearly 3 years ago." How convenient, right? And so odd that they never mentioned that when Bridget and her husband were considered to be like Florida political royalty, when they were hanging out with the likes of Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. Now they're all beep, beep. they backing it up, backing up that dump truck, right? They can't get away from her fast enough. And they're not the only ones, because She has now, Bridget meaning, has now been removed from the Leadership Institute website, and she lost her job with them. She is no longer involved in that conservative group. She was the director of their school board leadership program until Wednesday of last week. She took that position just about a little over a year ago, August of 2022, and she was training right-wing candidates for office. She's also facing calls to resign from the Sarasota County School Board. She is the president of that school board. They're holding their monthly meeting this week, so I honestly, I hope they don't force her out, because I really want to see videos of the parents going off on her. Going off on her hypocritical ass in these school board meetings. That will be fun. You know, if she bothers to show, because she appears to be very embarrassed. So, for example, she would not show her face on a Zoom meeting. This was during the Central Florida Tourism Oversight Board meeting. Bridget was appointed to that board by Governor DeSantis. She was supposed to help him punish Disney after they spoke out against his Don't Say Gay policy. And apparently, Bridget attended the public meeting via Zoom. Everyone else was in public, there in person. And then she had the camera turned off, so only her initials were shown on the screen. Well, one member of the public gave her complete grief. One member, a woman named Deborah McDonald, spoke and said that although the Zieglers deserve their day in court, she believes Bridget should resign from the board. And she went on to say, quote, "Mrs. Ziegler has not made Florida a better place. She is the face of the Don't Say Gay revolution, which brought this board to where it is, to this place today, and has caused untold harm in our classrooms and in our communities." McDonald also said that Bridget Ziegler's, quote, "role in demonizing members of the LGBTQ community is hurting the state, while she has apparently been a part of the letter B in that group." And then she told the board, quote, "What Mrs. Ziegler does privately with other consenting adults is no more our business than it is the behavior of other consenting adults. It is the rank hypocrisy of attacking others for what she personally practices that should disqualify her for a position of public trust." So Moms for Liberty is also facing consequences themselves as a group, because the Pennsylvania chapter decided they're going to split from the national organization. They're going to start a new group. The leader of that chapter is a woman named Clarissa Page. And she said that she was disturbed that the National Party immediately jumped to Ziegler's defense. And then she also said when Bridget Ziegler's confession to the threesome was made public, she thought, quote, "Holy buckets, this is not okay. We can't fight against grooming of students or kids, and then that's happening." Holy buckets, you guys. Oh my gosh. She shouldn't talk that way. What about the children? What if they're in the room? Holy buckets. I mean, you kind of see why these people are the way they are. Why are you the way you are? Anyway, since her announcement that the Pennsylvania chapter is breaking off from the national group, Page says that she's received numerous calls from other chapter leaders, and they're discussing the idea of forming an entirely new organization. So definitely sounds like Moms for Liberty's days are numbered. So I will let you know what happens from here on out. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.